Hello everyone, my name is Asyrafchazz and welcome back to yet another One Piece card game video, and it is my favorite time. The full card list for OP-04 is finally out, and in this video we're going to talk about every single card in red for OP-04. Now if you want to see the cards from yourself, link will be in the description below. It's on the Asia version of the website with the proper English translations. So let's take a look at every single one of these cards and let's see what's good and what's not. Alright, yeah, same thing. Asia version of the One Piece card game website will have the proper translation. So we're going to talk about every single red card. It's not a lot, but red does have one super rare and one secret rare, which we're going to talk about today. So first of all, starting with Vivi. Now we've gone in depth with all the leaders, but Vivi is definitely one that I'm really excited about. This leader cannot attack, you pay 2, you can draw 1, and up to one of your characters gain rush during this turn. How popular this leader will be still remains to be seen, because it is a leader that cannot attack, but I know Vivi is a very popular character, and seeing how she's gonna get a very nice alternate art leader, I'm very excited to see how popular Vivi is in the upcoming metagame. So let's take a look at the first card, which is Eagerim. 2 cost 3000 power with counter 1000, and activate main, you may rest this character and give your active leader minus 5000 power during this turn. So it's good for, you know, leaders like Vivi that cannot attack. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Alabaster type card and add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So it is not an on-play searcher, however it is a activate main searcher, similar to like Bonnie, but you don't have to pay 1. You actually rest this character, give your leader minus 5000, and it's only during this turn, so when it passes it over to your opponent's turn, Vivi is back to 5k, and then you get to search 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Alabaster type card, add it to your hand. This is definitely going to be one of the cards that's going to be played in Vivi if you are leading towards the Alabaster type, archetype or whatever. Searchers, definitely playable. So this could be a staple if there's a lot of Alabaster type cards. I know like you know, Pell, Luffy, they're all Alabaster type cards in this set, so this is definitely a necessary staple. Next is Usopp, 4 cost 5000 power with counter 1000 in red, and also Alabaster and Straw Hat Crew. So the Straw Hat cards in this set are Alabaster based, so they do you can search them off Eagerim. And his ability is on KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 5000 power base power or less. This is a great card. People have been talking about Usopp for a while now, and like, it's just powerful. You know, you pay it down. It's a 5k beater, so you can attack it to your opponent's leader effectively unless you're playing Whitebeard. And when it dies, you just KO something that's 5000 power base power or less, which is really quite good. Yeah, so this is one of those cards that's kind of annoying to deal with if your opponent does get rid of it with a jet pistol or attacking into it, and Usopp dies, you get to KO something of theirs, so they really like to play around it. Now on KO effects, I used to think that it wasn't as powerful until I saw like the power of the on KO Jinbei, one of the promos that we get from the standard battle, and people have been playing using that a lot. Noah has been playing against me, and it's a very annoying threat to deal with, because if you KO something, you get to return a 3 cost or lower back to the bottom of the deck. So this is kind of the same effect. So Usopp, definitely a really powerful card in this set. Definitely going to be played for sure, or at least people are going to try it out. Next we got Karoo. The true, this should have been the manga rare. Anyway, Karoo is 1 cost 2000 power with counter 1000. Activate main, you may rest this character, give up to 1 rested Dawn to each of your Alabaster type characters. So it's almost like a super Nami from the starter deck. So where you rest Karoo, and then every single one of your Alabaster type characters gets a rested Dawn. So you can play out a bunch of stuff. Maybe you have like 3 Alabaster characters in the field, like Usopp, Zorro, Luffy, and then you play something that's 3 cost, and then you rest Karoo, and every one of them gets 1. It's quite, I think it's quite good. Whether or not it will see play still remains to be seen, because will there be more efficient ways to kind of, for example, you attach 1 to Zorro, everything gets 1k, you don't need to use Karoo's ability. But maybe in Vivi, where you don't have the Zorro-esque ability, this could be interesting. This could be a card that could potentially, work in some way, because you are boosting your Alabaster type characters up by 1 Dawn, which means they get 1000 power. So I think it's quite be cool. And Karoo, it's Karoo. I mean, why aren't you playing Karoo? It's Karoo. Alright, next we got the Kung Fu. Why do you say Dugong? It's Dugong. Kung Fu Dugong. It's 1 cost, 1000 power. Super cute artwork, by the way, with counter 1000. If you have a Kung Fu Dugong other than this character gains blocker. So if you get multiples, all of them gain blocker, essentially. Could be interesting. It kind of like, why would you play this over like a straight chopper blocker? I don't know. It is searchable because it is Alabaster by Eagerim, so this could be interesting. This could be something that people might try out, so you can get like 4 copies of Chopper, you can get 4 copies of Dugong, but it only works if you have 2 or more copies on the field. Maybe a late game defensive wall, that could be interesting, just to protect Vivi or just to protect any red based leader. I can see that happening, though I don't think it's one of these stronger cards, because it is a, like I said, situational blockers such as like Kozuki Toki are not as good as it seems, because we're only seeing like the best case scenario. Best case scenario, you have 4 of these on your field, all of them are blocker, right? Worst case scenario, you have 1 of these in your hand and it's a counter 1000. There you go. Or you have 1 of them in your field and you block with another one, and now it's just a 1 cost 1000 vanilla on your side of the field. If you have 2 Dugongs, you block with 1, then the other one would just be a vanilla. So yeah, that's the worst case scenario. So not that great. So let's move on. Alright, now we got Koza, 3 cost 3000 power with counter 2000. So counter 2000 cards usually see a decent amount of play. When attacking, you may give 1 active leader minus 5000 power during this turn. This character gains plus 2000 power until the start of your next turn. Until the start of your next turn is quite good, because Koza will just remain a base 3 cost 5000 power, and it's counter 2000. So in the early game, if you need more attackers on the field, you can play out Koza. If not, you can just keep it in your hand for a 2k counter. It's a decent enough card to kind of warrant play in Vivi for an Alabaster based deck. So I can see this being played 100%. Alright, next up we got Sanji, 1 cost 3000 power with counter 1000, part of the Alabaster and Straw Hat crew. If you're gonna play Zorro, the like Straw Hat crew Zorro with Nami as the main searcher, and then you know, that like weenie strategy, right? The 1 cost 3000 power unit, just keep attacking your opponent. Now you don't have to spring for Sunny-kun, you can just use Sanji. So that's the best thing about this, and it's free time skip Sanji with the suit, so that's good. Next we got Chaka, 3 cost 5000 power, no counter but part of Alabaster. Dawn 1, when attacking, if your leader is Vivi, give up to one of your opponent's characters a minus 3000 power during this turn, then KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 0 power or less. This could be quite interesting, because you are giving something minus 3000 and then you can KO it. So anything that's 3000 power becomes 0 and then you can KO it immediately. Alternatively, you can pair it with cards like Round Table, I believe it's Crossfire, minus 4000, minus 10,000, and then you have just put 1 Dawn on Chaka and then you can KO it. So it's like a slightly stronger Nico Robin. Yeah, but you have to use it in a Vivi deck, essentially. I can definitely see this card being played. I don't think it's like a super broken like staple card or whatever, but in certain situations this card could be the right fit for meta game. So Chaka, definitely quite interesting. I can see it being played. Alright, then we got the Super Spot build Duck Troops, 2 cost 3000 power with counter 2000, so counter 2000, you know it's good. When attacking, you may give 1 active leader minus 5000 power during this turn. Return this character to this owner's hand at the end of this turn. So this is kind of interesting. You can use it as an attacker, you can put 2 Dawns on it, attack for 5k, and then give like your Vivi minus 5000 power, then at a return just return it back to your hand for a 2k counter. Don't know why you would maybe you can play it out if you need to like aggressively deal with, you know, like a Jewelry Bonding Searcher, a very early game threats that you have to deal with. This is actually a really good card for that. And then when you want it back in your hand, you just put 2 Dawns on it, attack into your leader, or attack into like a Jewelry Bonding, so you don't have, you could put Dawns on it but you don't have to. Then you can just use the effect, return it back to your hand, and then save it for a 2k counter. Yeah, I can see this being played. This is very cool. This is a very interesting card for sure, and it opens up, you know, deck building potential for like early game removal, and it's Karu's team, so that's actually really quite good as well. Alright, then we got Tony Chopper, 3 cost 4000 power with counter 1000. Love this chopper. I mean, the chopper hat says it all. Then on play up to 1 animal type character with 3000 power or less from your hand. So we got a few Karus, we got the Super Spot build Duck Troops. I believe there's some animal type subtypes like in previous sets as well, but I have to kind of go back and take a look. This could be interesting if you kind of want to just, 2-for-1 things are quite interesting, and this works well with the previous card, the 2k duck card, because you can just play this efficiently, just put it out, return it back to your hand once it's done attacking. So Chopper could see some play. Not really a staple card, not really like, okay, this is a must play in every deck. It's just, yeah, it's good. Like, you can play it if you want to. Great artwork, by the way. So let's move on. Alright, next we got Nami, 2 cost 3000 power with counter 1000, part of Alabasta and Straw Hat Crew. When attacking, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. If the revealed card is a character card with 6000 power or more, this character gains plus 3k power during this turn. Then place the revealed card at the bottom of your deck. This is not that great in my opinion. It is a situational boost for 3k power if you hit a character card with 6000 power or more. It's not only a character card, it has to be 6000 power or more. And then you don't even put it into your hand, you put it at the bottom of your deck. If this card said reveal it, then at the end of like attack, put it into your hand, this card would be a straight S tier or A tier card. The fact that it does not do that means that it's kind of situational, and I don't think this will see any play at all unless people find a reason to play it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. Other than that, it is a really nice Nami card, so let's move on. Alright, next we got Cobra, 2 cost 0 power with counter 1000, and on your turn, all of your Alabasta type character other than this character gains 1000 power. We've seen these kind of Anthem effects in Whitebeard decks, and they actually prove to be quite good. So you can treat it as a stage card, everything gets 1000 power because it's not only just her one. And I mean, it's Cobra, and look at the artwork, him and Eagerim looking over a young Vivi. I respect that. And I do think that this will see some level of play, maybe when people are testing out with the Alabasta decks for sure. Alright, now we go into the super rare Pell, 5 cost 6000 power. Ability part of Alabasta, and his ability is Dawn 1 when attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 4000 power or less. So this could work well with Chaka from earlier, and you can use it alongside other things as well, like the aforementioned round table. And this is good. This is a good decent super rare for red. It's a slightly stronger Nico Robin. You can pair it with other cards, you can KO something when attacking. It's just decent, and you're attacking for 7k with Dawn 1 attached to it anyway. So yeah, whether this will be a staple, I think in Alabasta decks for sure it will definitely see a lot of play, and it's just another red super rare that red can play. I'm glad red didn't have a lot of super rares in this set, because the previous set, Marco the Phoenix, was actually really strong. This I don't think is as strong as Marco the Phoenix, because you can easily just jet pistol a Pell, and Marco the Phoenix is a stickier threat, but Pell is still a really good card to use in Alabasta decks, and you can KO something that's 4000 power less, so that's great. Alright, now we got another Luffy. This is the Luffy that we saw earlier, 8 cost 9000 power, part of Alabasta and Straw Hat Crew, and it has Banish. So you can use this, play Luffy down with 8 Dawn, use 2 Dawn on Vivi's ability to draw a card and give this Luffy Rush, and then it has a Rush Banish. Quite good, I think. Maybe in the top end, people in the late game, this will be quite interesting, because then you can banish the potential counters your opponent has in your hand or from the life, so that they don't put it into their hand. So Luffy, I think there's a place for him in the meta game. Gotta see how people play, because in that 8, when you have 10 Dawn, you have a lot of slots for top end. You got like Rush Shanks, you got Whitebeard. Whitebeard is the strongest one so far. I still think out of every single red super rare, Whitebeard is the strongest. And also you have you could play Marco the Phoenix and everything else. There's a lot of things in the top end, but this is better than a standard 7 cost 9000 vanilla, though it does require you 1 more Dawn. And I think alongside Vivi makes it a really powerful attacker, or a really powerful card in its own right. Alright, next we got Zorro, 5 cost 6000 power with counter 1000, part of Alabasta Straw Hat Crew, so it is searchable as well. On play, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2000 power during this turn. It's a Otama, it's a Zorro Tama, and yeah, on a body this big, definitely playable for sure. Otama, you can use it alongside Otama, because Otama is 2000 counter, so it's definitely useful. But for this, you can pair this with Chaka, give something a total of minus 5k, and then you can KO with Chaka's ability. So definitely, you can use it alongside Pell as well. So definitely strong. I think this will be one of the cards that will definitely see play. You know, maybe like it's a mix between this and Otama's. So there you go. Also drawn by the great Akira Egawa. I wish this was the alternate art of Zorro for sure, because this is really good. Hopefully it gets like the full you know, artwork treatment in the future. But yeah, this card definitely a great card. Now we're going to go into the raid events, first starting with Bad Manners. Kick cost, 0 cost event. You may trash 1 card from your hand. Up to one of your leader or character gains plus 3k power during this battle. We've seen cards like this before. That's pretty good. Trigger ability, give up to one of your opponent's leader or character cards minus 3000 power during this turn. So this is kind of like in that you can play it if you want to, you can test it out if you want to. Whether this is as strong as, you know, the Vertigo Beam, Guard Point remains to be seen, because you have to discard a card from your hand. And Vivi lets you draw cards, so this may not be a bad thing. 0 cost event cards do see some play, so this is depending on how you want to build the deck. So it's a good event card for sure. I'm glad Raid has it now. Next, you got Happiness Punch. This should have been an alternate art. 1 cost event card. Counter, give up to one of your leader or character minus 2000 power during this turn. Then if your leader is active, give up to one of your opponent's leader or character cards minus 1000 power during this turn. This could be interesting, because you are giving like minus 3k power to something for only 1 cost essentially. Again, with Vivi, who's never attacking, it's going to be active for sure. So this could be like the yellow event card from the Yamato starter deck. I'm blanking on the name. The arrow card, also minus 3000 to minus 3000 or something, as long as you have 2 or less life. So this could be used in the same way. I think this is a very good card. Well, you better play this or a straight up Guard Point. All depends on you. But yeah, you can play this. I think this is a decent enough event card. Next, we got Enchanting, a Vertigo Dance. 3 cost event card. Main, if your leader has the Alabaster type, give up to 2 opponents' characters a minus 2000 power during this turn. And trigger ability, activate this main effect. Did the previous card? No, okay, didn't have trigger. So this is, you know, another way that you can give multiple characters minus 2000 power. You can use it alongside Zorro, you can use it alongside, you know, Chaka, and then you can KO something with Pell. Maybe even a Vista if you're planning to fit some amount of Vistas in here. There's a lot of things you can do with this. I think maybe we'll see play, but it is a one-time use event card. You don't get any bodies on the field. Even with Otama, even like if like for example Otama minus 2000, at least it's a body on your field that you can use with Magra, Makino, etc. So this maybe you will see play depending on how you want to build the deck, but you know, lesser power on the overall scale level, I believe. Alright, and lastly, it's the secret rare Vivi in red. Red gets a secret rare this time, 7 cost, 4000 power with counter 1000. And Vivi's effect is all of your red characters with a cost of 3 or more other than this character gains a rush. This is a card that I'm hoping would be good, but more often than not, it's not gonna be that good. It's only 4000 power, it's very easily destroyed by almost everything that exists in the metagame right now, and it's 7 cost. Big investment, very low payoff. There may be decks that would try to make Vivi work. I 100% believe that's going to be the case. And if Vivi sticks around for like a turn or 2, it's going to be really good for you, because then every single card, every single red character with a cost of 3 or more gets rush. That Zorro you just played gets rush. That Luffy with Banish you just played gets rush. So this is a kill on sight. And because it's a kill on sight, people will kind of cater their decks against it. But when the meta game converges, maybe against like Blue Purple Kaido, some of the other things that require you to deal with big 12k bodies by either bouncing it back to your hand or returning it to the bottom of the deck, this may slip through. So we'll just have to wait and see. I would love to see Vivi being good, but either way, this is a card worth collecting. Great colors, great secret rare. I'm glad Vivi is in the set. I'm glad this Vivi card is the secret rare. So there you go. Alright, and that's it. Every single card for red. I'm going to talk about every single color in the next few videos, so look out for that. And then hopefully we can get to do a box opening once the set comes out. I need to plan to pick up the boxes and all, so it may be delayed this time, but keep a lookout. we're gonna do a box opening, hopefully a stream or two. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Next will be green if I'm not wrong, so look out for that. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.